Everyone. So we ran into some technical issue. Sorry for the slight delay. We'll begin in a moment. Just a moment, guys. So because of some issue, I'm not being able to go live on all the platforms together today. So we are doing just on Strike YouTube channel. So let's begin. So today, 17th of October, as of 2 p.m., we are looking at the market. 43 of the Nifty 50 stocks are positive, and 500 of the 336 out of 500 Nifty 500 stocks are positive. Overall breadth looks positive. Even in the FNO segment, we are seeing long build up stocks at 98 and 41 in short covering category, very less stocks the other ones. So broadly the action looks towards upside. Number of gainers are way more than. Start with that outlook and start by looking at FIDI data. The cash market, there is no, there's still FIs are still net sellers. In terms of derivatives, we saw a slight reduction in the short positioning in index futures, but there was still addition in, or you can say reduction in call longs. So net they sold calls and also sold puts, but the number of calls sold was higher. So net this data also looked bearish if we look just for 1 day data. But if we look at the overall positioning, then this is where we stand. The futures have not started covering from FIs, even though the index is making higher highs and higher lows. Even the net positioning made one more low yesterday after I highlighted it in the afternoon session. So there's a lot of negative sentiment still going on. In terms of the momentum swing, today we are seeing the swing declining. So there is actually a divergence with the market. The swing is declining to 62 and the average swing is slightly off to about 73. We have been watching the advanced decline ratio as well to come down to this lower line. Still now hasn't reached. So we'll keep monitoring that. In terms of diffusion, let's see if there is anything interesting. So stocks above 20-day MA for Nifty are still rising. The Nifty is actually looking stronger than other indices here. And if we look at stocks with RMI bullish signal, then it has risen to about 76 now. So it's slowly approached the mildly overbought zone, but market is still halfway of this particular decline. So we're still watching it. With that, let's just look at the charts. So Nifty has had the RMI bullish signal since 11th of October. Dow trend is bullish. It's trending above the averages. So slowly and steadily it is trying to go up. And in today's session, it opened gap up and it's sort of there only, not much action after that. If we look at hourly chart, then we did get this hourly bullish signal yesterday's session, and we just opened gap up and kind of are consolidating. So not much action after that. For Bank Nifty, which was there were results of HDFC Bank, so it has also opened gap up, but it has taken resistance right at the averages, which I would have liked if it got crossed, but it has taken resistance right at the 20-day and 40-day average. Today's high is very close to the 40-day average, so since it has touched that and sold off again. So on the hourly chart, it would look like a consolidation and then a down move. So the hourly chart supports would be at 44,368 and 44,340 based on the 20 and 40 hour averages. So if these key levels hold for Bank Nifty, then we can look for further upside. We'll watch these levels. So that's it on Nifty, Bank Nifty. Let's see how the other sectors are doing in the heat map today. So as I'm seeing, almost everything is positive today, while reality and auto, which have been up since quite few days, are mostly flat today, not going up, mostly sideways. IT index is also marginally positive, and we'll look at top gainers for today. Then the at the top it is CPSC index, micro caps, and PSC. So PSC energy smaller stocks are in action today. Mid caps are not, probably because there is also maybe Fin Nifty or maybe mid cap Nifty expiry today. So that way it's looking a bit flattish in terms of mid cap stocks. So yeah, that's about pretty much it about what's happening in the session today. PSU banks are also 0.5% up. Since we observed the seasonality yesterday for PSU banks, I can highlight it again. I was checking for seasonality for indices, and yeah, so PSU bank was coming at top for the next 30 days. So that is one thing to keep an eye on. PSU bank. So no real sign as of now on the daily chart. It's still below the 20-day average in terms of early action. Is very similar to the bank Nifty as of now. So we'll wait and watch if there is any development here. Let's go to scanners and see if there are any interesting patterns forming today. Very few bullish reversal patterns. Quite a lot of bearish reversal patterns, which are of course probable patterns. So we'll look at if there is anything interesting. Small cap is actually a spinning top today since it has open gap up and a very small real body is there. Mostly star patterns are there. Spinning top and doji stars are kind of the patterns forming today. Only one bearish engulfing is there, that is in trend. Apart from that, let's look at the Dow trend as well as RMI scans to see what kind of signals are more today. So again, mostly equal in number for the Dow trend. Half of the signals look down to up and other half are looking up to down. So mixed action here as well. In terms of the RMI, here also similar kind of thing. We're getting some stocks are giving 1 second. Selected the wrong basket by mistake. Yeah, so half of the signals are new buy signals and half of the signals are new sell. So each one can be looked into separately. If there is any new cycle beginning, one can look into it. Yeah. So meanwhile, while we are looking into it, please post your queries in the comment box. We can take any questions if you have. If you have any questions on any of the tools or any charts, just write it down in the comment box. Or if there are no questions, we can wind up today's session early. BEL. So BEL, I did look at it a couple of days before as well. So this whole thing is looking like a triangular consolidation. Let me draw a line. So this whole thing is looking like a triangular consolidation. So till it breaks on either side, it would be better to watch, wait it out. What is the trend line support for Nifty? Okay. So trend line support, try to draw a trend line from here. This is at 19,760 and rising. So if we look at just this candle, then it is at 19,760 and the number is rising as the trend line is rising. So if good good point to highlight. So if this trend line is taken out in the very short term, it would open up a risk for the index. You can come up with more questions. IEX. Okay. Now, since we are in a pre-expiry week, there can be unwinding, especially FNO stocks. So that is where some care has to be taken. So IEX has given a bullish crossover on 10th, and it's slowly starting to come out of this zone. On daily, every every parameter is in green. So let's try weekly. Weekly also RMI is bullish. It is above 20-week. Dow Trend is bullish. Only the 40-week average and the upper Bollinger Band is a resistance at 138.5 broadly, or 139. That is the only resistance for it to take out. Apart from that, all other things are in bullish mode. Meanwhile, let's look at any important results that are coming in next few days. So today there are Bajaj Finance and ICICI Pru Life. Tomorrow, many big names: Bajaj Auto, Wipro, LTI, Mindtree, IndusInd Bank. So many stocks are very close to announcing their earnings, which can have an impact on the market, and we can see some wild moves in some of these. So please be aware about these names. Bank Nifty support. Praveen is asking. Okay, Bank Nifty still hasn't crossed the daily averages, so that is a concern. And in terms of trendline support, very hard to draw a trend line on Bank Nifty as of now. Let's try to. One is this. It's already at this trend line. So broadly 20-hour average, that is uh 44 337 is one support. And if we have to draw this flattish kind of trend line, then it would be very far and the level would be 44 130. So I think I think if we are looking at very short term support, then this level should be fine. If 20-hour average, that is 44 337 breaks, then this trend line also breaks on hourly closing basis. Any more questions? Okay. So we'll end early today since there are less number of questions. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll have a session tomorrow as well.